welcome to the crack of dawn. I'm so glad you've tuned in. I don't look like Kathy Lee or Hoda today because I came straight from the pool. So everything's a wreck, but I'm sure it's very settling for some of you that are sick of people seeing perfect TV people all the time. So welcome to the world of dawn. Okay, well today I'm just going to show you what I've been up to. Hopefully you've got canvas, you've been going out getting some items. You don't need much. As a matter of fact, I was in Boston yesterday at the Patriots training camp. And normally I wouldn't go, but I have this friend Christy, and she's kind of like a dude, but she doesn't look like a dude, but she's like a sports fanatic. So she's like, wanna go? And I'm like, okay, the kids, woo! So we went down, and I said, I'm gonna paint the game, because what else am I gonna do? So I brought I forgot the canvas. And I think I forgot the paints too. So across from Patriots Place was AC Moore. I was like, yes! So I just ran over, and they treat you great there at those Patriots. They act like you're, 90 years old. So they're like, ma'am, let me get you across the street. They're afraid of, anybody getting hit by a car or anything happen. So it was a fantastic event. Anybody that has kids out there, don't have a lot of money, it's free, so that's great. And they have lots of games and everything. So I was so impressed. I had a great time. So what I did is I ran to AC Moore and I got this, are your basic colors. So it's kind of a good lesson to learn if you're just going out getting some paints. Not my favorite type of paints, but for $30, I begged the lady. I was like, can you use your 70% discount? No, I think I said 50, and she's like, better than that, I have 70. I was like, oh, fantastic. So everything, including the canvas, the paints, and my throwaway easel. Again, these are throwaway easels. They peel off, and when you're done, you just throw it out. I've also talked to you about turpentine with oil paint, because oil paint, you need turpentine. But again, we're using acrylic because, it's pretty tricky using oil-based paints with turpentine around other people. It's sort of like smoking. There's an area for that, but you don't want to bring your turpentine around other people because the fumes are pretty bad. So what I thought I'd do is, I'm up in the stands here and I got people everywhere, so it was kind of a problem to paint it. I kind of had to do it like this, looking down, and I didn't want to bother anybody. But once everybody started moving around, I was able to get the paints out and start to paint it in. But I didn't get it done because I probably took about maybe an hour to do this. I don't know, we can ask Christy and I'll let you know next time. Maybe an hour and a half tops. But what I do is I forgot to take a picture of it, and I should have. My kids were down here getting all these players to sign their balls, and I could have brought this and said, can you sign this? And I just didn't even think of it. So unfortunately, it only has my signature on it. And as I said before, sometimes I will sign the painting before it's done. I could still go over it, but I have my messy handwriting that I do, and a lot of times I will water down the paint so that when you're writing with water, it makes it easier. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. And it might take me the whole program, it might not. And then I thought, if we have a little time at the end, this is probably a 10-minute painting, and I could probably whip this up. And everybody, as I said, I can't draw a swan. Well, the swan is the number 2, see? You just draw the 2 and go across, and then you add that hump there. So it's not that hard. In the background, easy. So don't worry. And if it doesn't come out as a swan, you can stop at my shop or my studio and say, hey, Dawn, mine didn't come out right. And you show me it, and I'll give you that one, if I don't give it to Tyler, my great cameraman here. So what we're going to do here is, these colors, a lot of people have trouble mixing colors. Well, there's dark green and light green and medium green. All right, well, if you want light green, you add white. If you want a yellower green, you add yellow. So when I add yellow to this green, it's going to make it sort of a yellowier green. I make up all sorts of vocabulary words myself too. When we do trees, my friend Ted told me to broccolize, which is supposed to look like broccoli. So broccolize is kind of putting broccoli for the trees, but we have fun when we're painting. I don't like to make it hard. So if I need a darker green, maybe some broccolizing with darker green, I can make darker trees. So I can go in and say, oh, maybe that tree's a little darker there. Maybe this one's a little bush or something going down a little bit. Maybe there's one over there. I don't know, I didn't take a picture while I was there. I probably should have, but that's okay. And I'm just broccolizing the background. I can also take, this is sort of cheap acrylic paint. It's not my favorite, but Liquitex, it's fine. It's probably why they call it Liquitex. Very liquidy. So I'm gonna take that, and since I have a lot of streaks and stuff here, I'm gonna mix that green. So I'm gonna take this green with some yellow, and maybe even a little of this mustardy yellow, also known as yellow ochre. Mix that around and get a nice bunch of it here. Dries very quickly, so when I'm at the pool with the kids or whatever, sometimes it dries out quick because I'm in the sun. So see, I'm going back, and you don't want the whole field exactly the same color because the light hits places in different areas. So, you know, the fact that this is a little darker over here and lighter somewhere else, it's not gonna matter too much. I'm just trying to clean it up. So again, when I went yesterday, I was so lucky that I had one paintbrush in my pocketbook. And one of the girls in the back, she said there's a show on YouTube called What's in Your Purse? She said, Mrs. Lombardi, can I have your purse? And I'm thinking, oh God, God only knows what's in there. So she pulls out a Barbie shoe, which we haven't had Barbies in the house for 3 years, a Barbie shoe, a paintbrush, thank gosh. What else did I have in there? A wallet. I had a pencil sharpener in there. Then I think I had, I don't know what else, crazy stuff. But it's so funny what women keep in their purse. The guy just needs a wallet and a stack of cash. The ladies have everything. Hair dryers, blow dryers, curling irons, they fit everything in there. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go around here. I'm just gonna clean up my green. And it's kind of fun because I think this is a fun one to do. Then what I'll do is I'll try to, hopefully someone was behind me putting me on social media because my kids said that you can be a star and make tons of money just by being a hit on the internet. I'm like, no, you can't. They're like, yeah, you can. I'm like, really? Okay, let me try to be a star real quick before I'm too old for this stuff. Again, I'm mixing the two yellows, makes it a yellowy green, and I'm just gonna fill in some of the areas here so that the people look a little bit crisper. This guy stands there to make sure you don't do anything crazy. I'm sure there was tons of security. So when the security opened my bag, I had razor blades. Oh yeah, that's also what I had, razor blades. So razor blades, when you have a glass palette and all the oil paint dries, you take a razor blade and you scrape it off. So whatever people thought I was using razor blades for is hilarious. So those were in my purse too. And when I went into the door at the Patriots, they were like, oh man, what do you have here? I'm like, oh, canvas and paint, and you know, I need all that stuff, brushes. So I said, I'm an artist, I'm gonna paint the game, so if you don't mind. And they said, no, go ahead. So it was really nice. I think people have it down with the security. You know, it must be a big kind of course you can take of who's scary and who's not, I have no idea. But I hear the rain outside. It's gorgeous tonight. It just broke through and it was just beating down on the roof here, so nice. So I'm gonna go in. Now this is kind of like a cluster of football players and I didn't really know what to do there, so I left them kind of iffy. But I'm gonna fill in that, go around this, and then football, somebody said football starts tonight, which is hilarious, but you won't see this show tonight, but that's okay, maybe next week. That'll be interesting, because I didn't know that. And then the other thing, crazy, but I always tell people, don't ask, don't get. And my kids they're lucky at the end. Sometimes people say, no, sorry, I'll try, but I can't. So I walked into Patriots Place, they had an art gallery. I said, oh, can I show my art here sometime? And the guy's like, well, you gotta email this guy and show him some of your portfolio, and then, yeah, if he accepts you, he can. So I emailed him a few pictures. I emailed this one. So I'm showing at Patriots Place, yoo-hoo! November 30th to December 2nd. You only get 3 days. So usually you get a month at a gallery, not this one. But I don't know if those football players go into the gallery or not, probably not. But maybe their wives do, or their ladies. So that was cool. I haven't had a show like that in a while. And then this coming October, I have a show at Miss Porter's. So I love when people host me for shows because I don't have to do as much. You know, when I do the show, I have to go get all the wine and the cheese and the crackers and all the stuff. And when someone hosts my show, they generally do that for you, which is nice because it makes it less expensive. But I like to do a nice show too. I don't want to have it crummy. So again, going across these people here, this guy was selling lemonade. And it's so funny because I used to work at Fenway Park. Hot dogs here, soda, Pepsi, lemonade, iced tea, peanuts here. I put on a Boston accent. I worked there for about 4 years, I think, and it was great because I worked outside of the park, which meant Howie and Frankie were my bosses, and then I worked with this guy, Flash. You'll see him at the Civic Center every now and then if he's still alive. He's quite a big guy and not in the greatest health, but I loved Flash. So we worked together, and then basically, as soon as the first inning went in, maybe the second or third, my boss would say, all right, you guys go in, watch the game, make sure you're back, 7th inning stretch. And that was it. So we got to go in sometimes. It was a lot of fun. And I got to meet a lot of people, and I was very loud. They need loud. So that was me. It was fun. Great time in Boston. Met some nice people there. Here we go. Again, it's nice to have a little bit of light showing through. But see these marks with my brush strokes, I'm going to try to get rid of those, make it a little crisper while we're going along here. But I do like to do one painting per show instead of, dragging one on to the next one. So you won't be seeing this one again. But let's see if I hang it at Patriots Place. I don't even know. I actually don't know what to hang there. Another thing that's funny. Did run into one of my students, Lynn, and Lynn said, oh, I took all my paintings and I hung them on one wall, and everybody comes in and thinks it's all different artists. And she says, no, I did all those. So I was so proud of her and so glad that she told me that. Because you too can paint. You know, I'm trying the second grade math. It's not working out for me, but I try. Technology, I'm horrible with. I tried to turn off the phone before we started filming. I could barely do that. I was pressing all the buttons at the same time. Nothing was happening. But that's all right. I'll get better at it. And I'm so glad my kids know how to do it. Then there's another thing about football, and I wish someone next to me would know because I could fix it. But the 10-yard line is here, the 20-yard line is here, and I have like a line going through there, but I don't think the line would go through the 20. But again, I have no idea. I was pronouncing Edelman. Apparently it's Edelman. So this is kind of like Where's Waldo, Where's Edelman? And you can spot him because apparently he wears a yellow shirt under every jersey, every game. I did not know that. And I did not know that John Fishman, or is this his brother, the drummer for Fish band, and I've been to their house years ago, the drummer wears a dress with circles all over it. I did not know that. So it's kind of interesting. Very fun. I would love to be in a rock band. We just saw Ridgefield Playhouse. What a great place. Oh, beautiful. I saw this band called the Dickie Betts Band. My husband loves music, so I basically have to go. And I enjoyed it so much. It was so fun. Very talented musicians there. Great show. Great place. Very small. Again, supporting Connecticut. Stuff is good around here. I love to support my local things. Like I said, I too go bust a move in AC more, but I like to stick to Blick, which is also worldwide, but every now and then. So also, what I do, everybody knows me for doing charities. I've probably given $365,000 in my painting career. My house is worth about half of that. But I enjoy helping others. So it makes me feel good. It's sort of like people that like to exercise or do anything for anybody else. I have lots of friends that open the door for people, do other things, help people with their groceries, anything you can do to make someone's life better. So I'm a little pickier about my charities now because you wouldn't believe how many times I do a charity and I never hear from the people again. They just take it, leave, and I don't even get a thank you. Not that I need one, but sometimes you can take all the paintings and they add up. You get a little bit off your taxes, which is nice in my situation. So I'm a little picky with the charities, but what happens is I do charities live. So during the event, it doesn't matter if it's a horse show, a car show, it doesn't matter what event it is, I paint whoever's there at the party. Doesn't matter if there's a bar in the background or couches or a yard. And so what people do is they say, oh, my family's from out of town and we're having a picnic. So do you think you could come and paint our picnic? And that way they get a painting, only a couple hours, that's all I need. Or a wedding, and I can work longer on the wedding, pay me a little bit more maybe. But what I do is I show up and I just put everybody in the painting. And then all of a sudden you have a painting of your backyard with all of your family members in it. And they're my favorite paintings. They come out like this, so they're not like perfect and realistic because I whip them up quite quickly. And I make everybody look the way they want to look. If someone comes over and says, oh, can you make me like 10 pounds thinner? Oh yeah, like this. And then, oh, I love it. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's a painting. I can do whatever I want. So it's not a photograph that's going to be around forever. It's a painting, and I can fix it. I can put your pet dog running around in the background, which was what I did at one of Avon Old Farms, and this dog was running around. Matilda was his name. Her, him. I threw her in, and she's running around in the painting. And all it is a black and white dog. It's not that hard to paint. And always, even with these football players, they're just stick figures. Head, shoulders. You don't need a neck with football players because they have shoulder pads and a helmet. So there's no neck involved. But when you are drawing a stick figure, remember to draw all of the hinges, which are the skeleton. So if you're drawing someone walking, just think of how their leg would go, and you start like that. Then you just add clothes. And it gets pretty easy for me. But it'll take time for people that aren't artists, but it's okay. Nobody cares. And, you know, have a little wall of art that you put up on one of your walls. Don't hide it. Now I'm going to go over here and go in here. Now this is Gronk. The kids were telling me this was Gronk. They're like, he's too small for Gronk, Mom. I'm like, oh, well, which one can Gronk be? That one. I'm like, okay, there's Gronk here. Looks like a piece of something got on there. So we made this guy Gronk, and he's they're all running in different directions. It doesn't look like anything pleasant, but it was pretty interesting. And I also didn't know that there's more than like 100 people on the team. No clue. But I will watch because my friends like the sports, and a couple other friends of mine my sister has some friends, kids that are playing big time leagues, and it's a lot of fun to say, oh, I know that kid. Especially when they have nice parents. You're like, oh, and the kid's nice. It's so nice. So we're gonna go in and fill in this, and as you can see, by the time we're finished here, all of this space will be filled in. Brady looks like he's kind of balleting it up, but you know what? He's throwing it, and I'm gonna leave it. Another thing you can do is you can get books. So I can get a book, because you can tell someone. You can pick your kid out in a line. I don't care if it's Gronk's mother or somebody else's mother. You can tell that's your kid by the way their body is and the form and how they walk. So it really is not so hard to get that down. Just a little bit. You just have to have someone stand still for a little bit, and you're good to go. So I'll fill this in. I hope everybody's enjoying the summer. It's so nice. I've been doing a whole pile of things. I was painting a guy's plane. He offered me a plane ride, so I got to get back to that guy. He was really cool. I don't know if I want to go in the plane. So many crashes. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but you know, you never know. But that Plainfield Robertson Airport is fantastic. What a great place that is. I love that. So I was painting down at like some event that was a lot of fun. There, we're going to pull this around like this and put this there, go around his head. Again, you can do the whole painting in one brush. I wish I brought a bigger brush because I would have been able to fill this in faster, but it still goes to show you when people have just tons of art supplies. I can't believe how many art supplies people have sometimes, and I do too, but really the necessity, it's sort of like cooking. You only need a few things. And you know, I'm learning how to cook a little bit better. My crock pot broke. Good thing it didn't set the house on fire, but it broke. But that's okay. I don't know if I'm going to get another one. Then I read that microwave ovens give you cancer. I'm like, oh, good Lord. I did not know that. Good Lord and Taylor Swift. I had no idea that the microwave, my mom had said it years ago. My dad bought her one in like 1982. She said, return this. I don't want to cook it with a microwave. I'm like, well, Mom, you're not the best cook, but it's kind of good. She finally got the microwave back. So, okay, here we go. I'm going to put this 20-yard line. I'm just going to go over the 20-yard line because you know what? I don't even know if it's there. So I can fix it later. But again, just cleaning this up, and it's a lot of fun. And again, these, if you ever have me paint a party or a wedding, they're a lot of fun because I put everybody in. All women are a size 6 or whatever size you want to be, as a matter of fact. But I have a lot of that. And guys, I make you look great. You don't have hair. You want hair? I'll put that on. Anything. You just walk over to me and say, you know what? I don't like my dress. Can you make it pink? Yeah, perfect. Now, I wish I didn't wear flip-flops. Can you put me in high heels? Oh, yeah, quick. Let's do it. So it's a lot of fun, and you get to, the rapport with your crowd is fun too, because I can paint and talk, and a lot of people can't. They clam up, they can't get anything done, they have to stop talking while they're doing this, and I don't even care. I just love it. This is practice for me. So painting live parties, it's like a practice game for me. It makes me get less nervous, because you have people that'll come over behind you and they're like, she's not that good. And I'm like, oh, I heard you. But I've only been painting for 4 minutes, so don't be mean, don't judge. Yeah, and I always say to people, there are people that are so mean, it's crazy. But I just kill them with kindness. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to get someone that's never smiled before to smile. I like to do that. So does my friend that I shop with. She's so nice. And we like to do that, because it's kind of like, you just made someone's day. Or you tell someone they look nice that maybe doesn't look like they look so nice. Just be nice. It's pretty easy. So I've been doing that my whole life. I don't think I was ever mean to anybody. So when I went to my high school reunion for the first time, I didn't even have to worry. I was nice to everybody. So I didn't have to be like dodging people that maybe I was mean to. And for those of you that, maybe weren't that nice, you wouldn't believe how sorry goes such a long way. Oh, dude, sorry, I was so mean to you. And they're like, slate's cleaned, no problem. So that goes a long way too. And of course, I listen to my WJMJ Catholic radio. It's kind of my church, so it's online, it's on the air, but I love it. They tell me nice things, and I like to listen to the thing of the day. And I'm going to try to get Father John Gatzak to come on here and paint with me, because he'd be a ball. He always has the nicest words to say, simple stuff, and really great. So if you ever listen to that channel, it's a great channel. They don't do rap, but they pretty much play anything. They play anything. They'll play Taylor Swift, Paul Simon. I don't think they play Fish or the Grateful Dead, but they play Bob Dylan. They play everything. So it's so good. You think it's like going to be all older people stuff, like Three Dog Night, and it's not. It's everything. It's that. I love all old music. I love Elvis Presley. You'd probably never know that, but I love him. And I'm just going to wrap this up and maybe do a little more later, but definitely starting something new next show. Waiting for Ron. Hi, Ron. Ron's Automotive in Canton. Great place to service your vehicle. I think he even sells vehicles, yep. And so that's in the center of Collinsville, which is so nice. I was there earlier at Ocean State Job Lot, my favorite store, getting the OSJL collection, and it's a great store. And when you're in town, going to LaSalle or checking out the local venues, there's a lot going on in Collinsville. And then you can stop at Ocean State like me. And Ron is in the center of town, and he would love to have your car service there. He's really cool. He knows a lot of people, and he's nice to everybody. So, he's someone that you go to and you're going to go back. And he'll come on the show. He can't today, which is fine, because I like it. I'll have him on next time. So we're going to wrap this up. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to get rid of it, but I think it was like a, maybe it was like a marker. It might have said 10 on it. I can't remember. That's why you want to take a picture of the stuff you're painting, too. I do have some globs on here, but I think the name of my painting, naming paintings is fun. I think this one would be called Where is Edelman? And of course, anybody that knows anything about football is going to go, oh, there he is. He's got the yellow stripe at the bottom of his leg here. And so it's a fun time. And I'm not a big driving person. I actually don't like to drive at all. These glasses are great because they're prescription, but I'll tell you, you go to the eye doctor, and this is what they do. They go 4 or 5, and you go 4, and then they go, or 5, and you're like, no, 4, or 5. And I'm like, oh, 5. And then they're like, or 4. And I'm like, oh, good gosh. Got a medical degree, and you can't even tell me that I just picked the right one. So these are a little off. I think I should have said 4 instead of 5. Every time I go, 1 or 2, 1, or this, or that. And I'm like, oh, good gosh. So I'm going to finish this up here. It was nice to have you on the show today. Anybody that wants to come on the show, you don't have to be anybody famous, anybody, nothing. You just want to come on with me. I would never teach you how to paint something hard, like this would be hard. We will do something easy. As a matter of fact, the next episode, we'll do the swans. Hopefully I'll have a guest on. And if you want to come on the show anytime to promote your business, just to chat with me, I am not going to make you paint anything awful because I'm very good at teaching. One of my best talents. So thank you for tuning in to the Crack of Dawn. The Crack is back. Please tune in. I'm not sure when I'm on. I look every now and then. Sometimes it's on at midnight, sometimes 8:30, sometimes 2:30. But I'll tell you, there is nothing good on these days, and Nutmeg TV has fantastic programs. So when you get bored with your regular shows and you whip in, turn on the Crack of Dawn or turn on Nutmeg TV, you'll have a great time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.